And once again, congratulations for making it. We're almost done. We have one more day until you guys officially finish this product. I know it has been a lot of information, but it has been valuable information. I try to do my best. I change this presentation almost every single month or every couple of months when I do them, just because I try to find the best way to give you guys the best, most updated information, and then what's going to get you closest to having that loan broker started and also having clients funded, right? Hopefully, you guys have been getting a lot of value this week. But again, just look, you committed to something, you're here. We have, I think, about 45 to 44 people and the 48 people in the community right now live that out of like 80 or something that register. And that shows me that you guys are serious and not curious to like really turn this into a reality. And then today you're gonna learn how to never run out of leads. These strategies work. I'm telling you, just literally do what I'm about to show you today. Just pick one, right? Pick one strategy and go all in with that strategy and remain consistent. And then I also want to congratulate a couple people that joined Long Hero Elite. I want to congratulate Greg. Congratulations for becoming a new member of our Long Hero Elite program. And also Yvette, they joined this month. So they're 2 out of the 6 people that we're gonna let into the program because we can really do fulfillment for more than 6, and I don't have the time to do that personalized coaching. So anyway, congratulations to them guys. So make sure you congratulate them in the chat. We're excited to have you be a part of the community. And let's get started. So look, this is the most important skill you're gonna learn. Out of everything that we have, this is the most important one. And the only reason why is because I could give you the best funding strategy, the easiest bank to have that you can get the most approvals from, but if you cannot get a client, you don't have a business. Most businesses fail besides of the lack of access to capital. They also fail because they cannot get clients and they cannot get them fast enough. So this is why out of all the days, this is probably my favorite day because the people that apply the information I want to show you today, and they just go in blind, they apply and, oh, shoot, this stuff really worked. And then it's not, we're not telling you to do backflips or anything like that. And again, you can be the best at what you do, but if your customers don't know you, they can't flow you. They cannot go towards where you are. Like what? Well, for example, McDonald's. McDonald's, everybody here has fried eating at McDonald's or at least know what McDonald's is. But do they have the best burger? 100% no. But everybody knows them. They're everywhere. So automatically, like somebody mentions a burger, you think about McDonald's because they're really good at marketing. Yeah, they definitely don't have the best burgers unless you had a long night out and it's 2 o'clock in the morning. But anyways, the customers don't know you, they can flow you. And if you get good at any of these strategies, that again, you can apply for any other business. Whether you decide to go all in with this business or not, this stuff works everywhere else. So we're gonna get started first with media buying, right? This requires capital. And I'm gonna bring my business partner and media buying expert, Damien. So Damien, you here?
Yep, I'm here.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna take a break from speaking and I'm gonna let the media buying go. That has made me a lot of money go over how the stuff works. So by all means, take it, Damien, and break it down how to run a Facebook ad campaign the proper way.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. So hopefully you guys have been learning a bunch of different things this week. I know the online space can be a little bit overwhelming, especially when you start to engage with certain things. I'll just take, for example, I was looking for a nootropic or something like that, right? Actually, I was looking for, and let's even keep it simpler. I was looking for basically how to clean up my vents inside of my house, right? So I got a 2-story house. I'm in Florida. I'm in Southwest Florida. If anybody's there, I think somebody was in Sarasota. So I'm over at Cape, and literally all I did was I was like, okay, I can't remember the company. I saw an ad from it like 2 months ago. So what I did was I literally just did a Google search. I clicked on one company. I went into Facebook, did a search for, I forget what I called it. I forgot the name of it, but literally I closed my Facebook app. And then as soon as I went in there, I literally got 7 ads for cleaning out your air ducts and all this stuff. Cause I feel like there's some sinus stuff inside of my family. I know once you guys engage with our ads, or if you engage with funding or anything like that, I'm sure you got a bunch of different competing, different messaging of start a funding business, get capital stacking, any of that sort of stuff. So all that to say was that you guys are here for a reason. You guys saw one of the various ads that Ariel and I put together because we're a team. I tell him, hey, this is what's working in the market right now. And then he goes and delivers and creates a creative and all that sort of stuff. Today, we're going to be talking about how to generate leads for your funding biz, right? And so we are doing this every single day. We got multiple different businesses. We have multiple different ad accounts that we run the actual ads on. If you guys were to take the next step inside of Long Hero Elite, I'm just going to say right now, this is a bonus for you. I would do this for you. I would actually generate and create your actual campaigns for you. All right. I have my own agency as well. So I'm a business partner with Ariel. But besides that, I also am an agency owner. And so that cost would be 5,000 alone. I don't run ads for anything under 5,000. Right. And so that could save you 5,000 a month. And what I'm going to be showing you guys today is something that's actually working right now. It's going to be something super tangible. I'm going to be quick because I'm trying to be done by 12:30 because we got a lot of stuff that we're going to be dropping in today's session. And I want to be mindful of you guys' time. We don't want you to hear all day sort of thing. And so I'm going to be actually creating a campaign with you, how I set up our campaigns, how we generate leads every single day, and then what the process is for doing that. People make it way harder than it is. It can be technical, but anyway, I'm going to be showing you how to do that here. Okay. So this is actually one of our ad accounts. Okay. So this is like real numbers. I can refresh. I'll show you that we're spending money in here. We're generating hundreds, if not thousands in a month. We're generating thousands and thousands of leads. We specifically target the Spanish market and the English market. And then with people inside of Loan Hero Elite, we also manage their campaigns as well. They're also targeting the Spanish and the English market. So with spending $30,000, $40,000 a month on specifically funding, we at a high level, we can see what is working, what's not working. Okay. So you guys get the advantage that I'm here, Ari and I doing the challenge, and you can see what is going on in the market and how you can generate leads. Okay. For your biz. All right. So let me share my screen and we'll just jump right into it. Okay. All right. So hopefully you guys are seeing, let me see. Which screen? I got 3 screens here. All right. Hopefully you guys see my Facebook Ads Manager. Just let me know in the chat. Okay, cool. All right, guys. So if you have any questions, just I'm gonna have the chat open on my other screen right here. So just put your questions in the chat. And then as I'm going through, maybe I'll get some water and I'll go into the chat and see what's going on. Okay. So this month alone, right? This is one of our ad accounts. We got multiple ad accounts like I was showing you, right? So this account alone this month, we spent $17,000. All right. And so we're generating, as you can see, hundreds and hundreds of leads. Cost per lead is through the board. This one is a little bit more expensive just because we're targeting the US and we're targeting English-based people. But Spanish market, if you guys are doing the Spanish market, those leads are actually cheaper. That's just something to be mindful of. If you guys are Spanish speaking, then hopefully you can take advantage of those cheaper costs per leads. And everyone is looking for funding. You don't have to sell funding. Everyone is looking for, if you have a business and you're trying to grow, you need capital. And we see that every single day. We're having conversations every single day with business owners. You guys already know you are here for a reason, because you know that probably 2 or 3 people that need funding yourself, right? And so that's probably what enticed you to come in here, right? So this is one of our ad accounts. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to create the campaign with you. All right. And I'm going to be breaking down what I do every single time. Okay. So we're going to be, if you guys haven't been here before, if this is all new to you, this is the Facebook Ads Manager. This is the back end of how ads are actually created so that they can be placed on your feed. Okay. So this is where everyone is creating the ads at. All right. So you create a campaign right here. I'm not going to go into how to create it because it is a pain in the ass, but just you could YouTube that sort of thing. When I say pain, is just different for everyone. So that'll take you maybe 20, 30 minutes just to set up your ad account. You go to business.facebook.com and then you create your ad account. Okay. So once you got that going, you go to leads and then continue. Okay. So that's the objective that we're trying to tell Facebook to optimize the campaigns for. Okay. This is a tailored leads campaign. It does best practices. Facebook's trying to help you set it up. I'm going to show you a way that we're setting up campaigns right now, and it's working every single time. All right. Every campaign that we start, we get a good cost per lead. And when I say cost per lead, that is a cost. So basically somebody is entering information into our system to actually request funding or request capital stacking or whatever that is. Okay. So campaign names, I'm not going to go into that. Everyone has their own naming terminology. You can put, this is how I do it. So today is 4/24. And then I did put some dashes here. I put a new funding campaign or funding leads. And then I'll put CPO, and CPO is just like a different campaign objective. Basically, it tells Facebook how to manage the money. So there's basically this right here. There's 2 ways that you can manage your spend. You can manage it on the campaign level. This is a campaign. and then there's an ad set level. All right. So what I like to do is I like to manage a campaign on the campaign level, meaning that let's say if there's two different audiences. All right. So let me take a step back. Let's say there are two audiences. There is let's say people that are interested in mortgages and then people that are interested in real estate, right? So those are two different audiences, but above is a campaign, right? And you can manage the money in the campaign level, meaning that Facebook will see, okay, there's a mortgage and there's a real estate audience. Whichever audience is performing better, and what I mean by better, meaning that they're getting cheaper cost per leads, then spend more of that money towards that audience. Okay. The other way is that you put $20 on this audience, you put $20 on this audience, and regardless of who's performing better, it's going to spend the $20 for each audience. Okay. So generally, it's just better to manage the budget on the campaign level because Facebook's going to optimize better than you can, faster than you can. It knows, it has more information. Okay. So let me get back into it. Okay. So always want to manage money on the campaign level. Next question that I always get is how much do I spend per day? So that's always the next question. Spend as quickly as you want to learn. You can spend $100 in one day and learn very quickly if your campaign is going to work or not. Or you can spend $100 in 5 days and wait 5 days to know if something's working, right? So generally what I say is let's spend $100 and then make a determination right there, right? $100. Let's say you spend $100 a day, you get $20 cost per leads. I'm only saying that's probably where you're going to get in the very beginning. If you've never set up a campaign before, you don't know how to do the ads right or anything like that. Let's say $20, right? What you do is, okay, great. You've never run a campaign before. You actually generated a lead for $20. If, that turns into a $10,000 commission, then obviously the ROI is there, right? Spend $100 to get 20,000. Obviously that's anybody will do that. And so next what you do is, okay, let me turn that off. Let me see what was working about it. Did I have the right audience? And we'll go into the audience targeting here in a second. Was it the creative? What about this was working? And then at that point, you'll create another campaign and then you'll just try to beat that cost per lead. So if you got $20 for the first campaign, try to get $15, right? And try to work your way down. And so that's generally how I tell new people I'm running ads is like, hey, just get a lead. What does it cost per lead? Spend $100 and then just try to beat that every single time. For Ariel and I, we're spending 10, 20, 30,000 in different accounts. And so we generally already know what the cost per leads are and we never turn off ads. Once an ad is working, you do not want to turn it off. You do not want to edit it. You don't once it's working, it is working. You do not turn that off. I have a client who we're still running a Black Friday ad. He's in the e-commerce space. And so the copy is literally Black Friday sale, but he's getting such low cost per leads and clients, or not clients, he has customers. He's getting such low cost per leads that if we literally were to edit the copy, that basically would create it. All the learnings are done. It's basically a new campaign, and that campaign could go from, let's say, $2 cost per lead to 50, 60, whatever. So let's say if you were on your first try, second, third, whatever number try it is, let's say you get a campaign that's working, try not to touch it. Do not. And when I mean by touch it, I mean by literally, if you can change the name of it, the campaign name, but anything else will trigger it. And these campaigns are its own algorithm. You guys already know about algorithms, right? Think about this campaign as an algorithm itself. All right. Every person that it shows the ad to, and that person and somebody interacts with that ad is data to the algorithm. At some point, one of our ads started clicking, and then you guys must have similar buying habits online, right? So like Nadia, maybe you register for one of our webinar ads, and Nadia has a very similar behavior on social media as Wanda. And then obviously Peter has very similar interest to Wanda because they know each other from a different thing, apparently. So like Facebook knows so much about you guys, right? And so once people start to engage with your ads, it's going to start to share it and serve it to more and more people that are like you guys. I'm sure a bunch of you guys in this room today have very similar habits online, right? So that's why you guys are obviously here. You not only saw an ad, but then you actually took the next step and joined us in the challenge, right? Okay, so that's my soapbox on spend and that sort of thing, and not touching the ad once it's working, okay? So let me get back into it because we got 10 more minutes left. So again, I'm on the campaign level. All I'm doing here is just setting a budget at $100 a day, right? And then really nothing else here. Okay. So then you go to the ad set level. Ad set level, you're on the conversion event, you're going to put website, right? You're going to put website there. And so you're just trying to generate leads to your website. Okay. But if you guys got the Lone Hero CRM, there is a website on there. You could literally send people to that website there. Make sure you have a pixel. I'm not going to get into how to set up a pixel, but you can YouTube that. But a pixel is basically a tracking thing on a tracking code on your site that measures everything that happens on your site. And so that needs to be everywhere on your websites, anything that people click on, because now it'll know, okay, hey, Jenny clicked on this ad and she actually converted into a lead, right? And so that'll send all that data back into Facebook. And so this pixel is very important. This is one of the most important things for your business if you're going to run ads at all. We have tens, if not hundreds of thousands of events on this pixel, just because how much money we're spending per month, right? And then here we're going to be optimizing for lead. So basically what we're telling Facebook is like, hey, Facebook, this pixel right here, we're looking for leads. And so now it knows when it serves the ad up that it wants to serve it to people that generally take a lead sort of action. A lead meaning they submit a form, they do some sort of action on your website that is further than just clicking on your ad, looking at the page and then bouncing. Okay. So once you get more involved in the way that we do things, we start to target for actual goals. And that's a more advanced step. That's when your creative is on point. You have something that's already working and you already know what you get per lead. Then you just tell Facebook, hey, I'm only willing to spend like $3 or $4 per lead. But again, that's super advanced. And we can get into that. Let's say if you guys take the next step or anything like that, right? So dynamic creative, you turn that on. Dynamic creative means that you're going to run multiple different creatives on the campaign or in the actual ad. What I mean by creative, I mean I'll just go into the ad level. This is the ad level right here. Creative is basically anything that is shown on Facebook or Instagram. Okay. And so right here, for example, let me select some images just so you guys can see. Actually, let me select some videos. We only run video stuff right now. So let's say this one. This is just a bunch of different variations of stuff here. Okay, so these are all creatives. This is what I mean by creative. Okay. And I should have duplicated the campaign here. It's not going to show the full thing, but basically this is what it looks like. Since I don't have any copy here, hold on a sec. Let me put something in here. Let me see, bobchallenge.com. And then we'll just put here, I'm just putting some stuff right here just so you guys can see the mock-up here. Okay, so there we go. Now it's populating. So this is what I mean by creatives. You want to give Facebook as much different creatives as possible. All right. And again, the reason for that is because people interact and engage on social media different ways. Everybody consumes information differently. Everyone reads information, or they basically intake information differently. All right. So that's why on a website, sometimes there's a video, there's copy, and then there's an audio version of it or anything like that, because some people like to listen to podcasts. Some people like to watch videos. Some people like to read their information, right? So everyone has different buying engagement habits on social media. And so we never know who's going to engage with what. And so the more options that you give Facebook, the more data it has to actually optimize the campaign. Okay. So maybe Francisca, maybe she sees this ad right here. And because she was talking about Dominican Republic, so maybe she's been looking for stuff for Dominican Republic or engaging with stuff on Instagram or something for DR. So now Facebook knows that. And now it's going to show this ad to her because it knows that it has a higher probability of her stopping and looking at it and then making some sort of decision. And then maybe this one right here, this one is Ariel. He got an Eagles merch on, which they suck, but whatever. So maybe there's some Philly fans in here or people up more north or anything like that. Some of you guys obviously notice Ariel's Dominican, right? So maybe that innately was some sort of, you guys were dear to him a little bit because he looked like you or whatever that is, right? So something about this creative right here made you stop and knows the data. If you just put this ad right here, let's say it was just the Corvette one, maybe you guys, like half of you guys don't care about cars. So you wouldn't have never even stopped and scroll on the ad. And I'm talking about this one right here. And so the more options that you give to Facebook, the more data it has, the more that it can now optimize the campaign to serve the ad to somebody that's actually going to take that next step. Okay. So hopefully you guys are following right now. I'm going to take a little second. I'm going to go to the chat, see what's going on right now. Just let me know if you guys are following, and put it, if you have any specific questions or anything like that. Wilmer, watch him out. Listen, I think everyone was rooting for the Eagles last year, but I don't know about this year coming forward. Okay. All right, cool. All right. So let's get back into the next most important thing after the creative. So the creative is the most important thing about your ad. That's, nobody stops and look at your ad, then nobody's going to take the next step, right? So this is the most important thing. If you're going to do anything, it's going to be the creative. All right. And it doesn't have to be like, it doesn't have to be anything super crazy. Like, I know these look very high, very well produced, but this is all on iPhone. This iPhone, obviously this is a drone, and these are on iPhone. So don't overthink it. I will tell you guys that some of the best performing creatives are the ones where, like, you're just in front of your phone here and you're saying like, hey, are you a business owner? Do you have your LLC for 2 years? Are you looking for funding? Are you trying to grow your business? Do you have a real estate company? Do you have a trucking company? We help you guys get capital, blah, XYZ. Those ads right there, where you're literally just doing that same script, you could be doing it at 5 different locations on the background. That can work. And that does work for a lot of our clients, literally is that. Or some people are in the long, they're talking in Spanish. And so don't overthink it. Call out who you help. Nobody cares about you. Don't start with, hi, my name's Damien. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You got to jump right into it. So it's like, hey, are you a business owner? Are you looking to grow? Then somebody be like, yeah, I'm a business owner. I'm trying to get capital, right? So then, okay, so great. That's what I do. I'm a loan hero, right? We actually help people just like you get loans, and then go into it. If you're looking for capital, click the link below, book a time. Let's talk about it, XYZ. Or if you do trucking, if you help trucking, if you niche down, right? So we talk about niching down. Hey, I'm a loan hero. I help people that are trying to grow their trucking business, their logistics business, their 3PL, like all of that sort of stuff, right? And then go into it. It doesn't have to be super long. It could be like 20, 30 seconds. That stuff works too. And then the B-roll stuff. And by B-roll, I don't know if you guys know anything what B-roll is, but basically it's the stuff right here, right? Ariel is not actually talking here. He's just on Zoom, and then we just put words on top of it. I'm talking about this one right here, right? That is the most important thing. Creative is the most important thing. Creative is the most important thing. That is literally the most important thing. All right. Besides that is the actual targeting. Targeting is becoming less and less important, but it still is important right now. Okay. So what you're going to do is, right now, Facebook's trying to push for their audience plus or Advantage plus audience targeting. Switch to original audience, use original audience here. And then what you're going to do is, obviously, wherever you're targeting. We only work in the US, so we recommend that you guys only target the US too. If somebody was in Canada and they're targeting US businesses, they still need to have a business in the US, right? So for you guys, it's most likely going to be in the US. Obviously, whoever your ideal clients are, right? So let's say in that trucking example, if most of your people are 30 and above, right? And let's say they're all men or women, whoever, I don't know. If it's mostly 50-50, obviously keep it all. If it's just men, then just put men there, and then type in what your industry is, transportation, right? So now there's going to be a bunch of transportation stuff that pops up, right? So this audience size right here, 22 to 26 million, this is great. You want to have as big an audience as possible. The bigger the audience, the more data that Facebook, again, has to optimize. If you guys are noticing a theme, you want to give Facebook as much things to optimize for. You want to give them as much creative to optimize for, as much people to optimize for, as much copy to optimize for, because it will use all that data to actually serve the ad to who's going to actually convert. Okay. So don't think that you got to have some people, listen, Netflix, they have no interest targeting. Again, obviously Netflix appeals to everyone, so that's not like relevant specifically to this, but it just shows you that you don't have to have the right audience all the time. Actually, now more and more, the things that you actually say in your video is more important, right? So let's say if you kept this blank and then you talked about entrepreneurs, business, funding, capital, all that sort of stuff, everything that you say gets into the algorithm, and now the campaign is going to optimize towards that. And so it's going to share that with people that are entrepreneurs. Okay. So For this example, I'm going to put, like I said, transportation there. Because let's say we're targeting transportation people. And then once you hit transportation, you can start to look for, it's going to give you similar examples in that field, right? Logistics, transportation and moving, etc. So this is a great, like 25 million. That's perfect. And then for placements, I use manual placements, and I'm just going to go for 3 more minutes. We're pretty much done. Most of the conversions that happen for us happen on Instagram, but depending on your audience demo, so if they're an older audience, then maybe Facebook is more important. But for us, I'd say it's 80% Instagram, 20% Facebook. And so what we want to do is we want to actually show the ad where people are actually engaging on Facebook, right? And so I take off Facebook and I'm only going to put it on the feed. And then, sorry, it's lagging here. So you definitely want to serve the ad on the feeds. And then you definitely want it to be on the Instagram feeds. And then you definitely want them to be on stories. These are the most important placements on Facebook and Instagram. Okay. So at this point, nothing else is said here. And then at that point, you got your creatives in there. Obviously your text, this is the stuff that's going to show up right here. The most important thing is the headline. So I'm going to say entrepreneurs. Let me put here trucking entrepreneurs looking for business capital. So the first thing that people see when they see an ad is the actual creative itself. And then the next most important thing is going to be the headline right here that we're editing. And then the third thing that they're going to do is read the copy, if they read the copy. Most important is creative, then the headline, and then the text. Okay. The text is, again, just calling out who your people are, what you do, and how do you help. It's literally that simple. And then sending them to your actual website URL. And then at that point, everything else is secondary, but at least you have a great head start at like getting people to engage with your ads. You got a good foundation to actually start. Just spend $100, see what the cost per lead is at that point, and then try to optimize from there. At that point, I am pretty much done. Again, guys, this is technical. For me, it's pretty easy because obviously I do this every single day. But for those of you guys that are thinking about the next steps, a bunch of you guys were talking to us about, hey, what does that look like for Loan Hero Elite and whatnot? This is a bonus. This is actually included in the Loan Hero Elite. If you guys want to take that next step, we can literally do this for you. While we were on this call right here, we're getting leads for clients, right? So like where I'm literally seeing leads come in and we do everything for you. Like we actually create the campaign for you. We set up the automations, we connect everything, right? So when a lead comes in, they get into the automations. Now they're getting the follow-up sequence and all that sort of things. And we're doing this for a ton of people. So you're coming with a great head start to actually generate leads as quickly as possible. Hopefully you guys got some value from that. Ariel, you have my name for some reason. I don't know why, if you want to change your name, but hopefully you guys got some value from that. Let me see here. I'm looking in the chat. You saw an ad. How can we get Loan Hero gear? Monica, you can come to a live event, and the live events, that's where all the gear is.
I'm doing a partnership with Troy. He's gonna be he has a printing company. That's how much. Guys, what do you guys think? Did you guys was that valuable? He just literally want to show you how to set up the ad account at a very high level, specifically for what we do, right? Instead of having to pay a couple $1,000 for a course or spending 2 to 3 hours on YouTube or 5 hours trying to figure out. That's literally step by step what's working right now. Because things always change. Strategies always changing. So definitely tell Damian thank you for sharing all this information. And then we're not done with the presentation. You have something else to say, Damian, or?
I was just going to say, I made it look easy. Ariel even thinks that he can run ads, right? He's on the ads go, I'm the ads go. Like, okay, so run an ad. Hey, create a campaign and let's see what you can do. That's why we partnered up, right? Yes, it is that easy, but there are some nuances to it, like scaling and stuff like that. If you're getting a ton of leads, there are ways that you can scale up that are going to make it so that your cost per lead doesn't go crazy, because just because the campaign is working now doesn't mean it's always going to work. So hopefully I get to work with a bunch of you guys the next coming weeks. And just let me know if you guys have any questions. It's Damian Michael on Instagram if you guys want to reach out or anything like that. All right, guys.
Thank you, sir. So yeah, that was the first part of the training. We still have more to go. So that's the paid media route, right? Because we're going to show you different strategies. If you're like posting, If you don't like to put yourself out there, like some of the strategies I'm going to show right now, you don't want to leave your house and you have a little bit of money. That's more than a little bit of money because you still have to test things. That's the best way to go until you find something that's working. But I highly recommend you work with a professional company. Yes, I know I had to run ads and I have done fantastic CPAs in the past, which stands for cost per lead. But the truth is, you have to be a mad scientist when it comes to the ads. Like, so a lot of people, everybody can set up an ad campaign, but this is the right one. Everybody can, most likely this is what's going to happen. You're going to set up your ad campaign, one ad, target a whole bunch of different things that maybe are not going to work out. Every time we launch a new campaign, we're throwing at least 30 to 40 different ad creatives. And then we let Facebook decide, we let the people decide which ad they like the most from a combination from headline, captions, text, targeting demographics. Again, like that stuff, like that, I don't have time for that to figure it out. So I'm like, go ahead, do your thing. So you definitely want to work with a professional, 100%. So anyways, let's keep it going. So that was media buying. So shout out to Damien for that. Now, this is my second best strategy that anybody can do from their house, sitting in your couch, or in any single country. And it takes, honestly, probably like less than 30 to 45 minutes a day to build your business from anywhere in the world, right? So that's the outbound DM strategy, right? So here's where we put the ego to the side, and because the ego does not make deposits in your bank account, right? This is a simple strategy that works at scale, and you're putting, remember, it's all about the more input you put in, the more output you get out. So super simple. The first thing you're going to do is, so everybody here has a phone, I assume. I'm pretty sure everybody here has a phone, right? So how many contacts you have on your phone? I actually want you to go and check, right? I'm going to check myself. I haven't checked in a minute. Go under contacts. Scroll, if you have an iPhone, go all the way down. You have an Android. I don't even know how Androids work, but no shade to the Androids. But anyways, I have about 883 contacts. I probably haven't talked to 95% of those people in a minute, right? 95% in a minute. So now imagine sending this DM to your close friend. Munir has 1,569, and then more people are probably gonna start posting it. So you send this message to every single person in your contacts. Why? Because you're starting a business. Maybe you don't have a lot of capital, and all you need is just one client to get you profitable. So imagine reaching out to your immediate friends and family members, and you're doing what is called the indirect pitch. You're not really pitching to them, right? It's just, look, hey, you have a quick question. You can customize it. Use loan money if you want, but this is just standard kind of what I would tell people to use. And I used it in the past. You have a quick question, super informal. Do you know any business owners who might be looking for funding right now? I just started helping entrepreneurs get approved for credit lines, working capital, and start the funding. And a lot of the stuff that banks usually decline. So not sure if anybody in your circle can use that, but I figure I asked, and if you think of anybody, send them my way, and I appreciate you. One that have 3,415. Do you think you're not gonna get this one person? Because usually the replies go like this: "Oh, bro, it's been a minute," or a family member, "Hey, sure, like I know a couple entrepreneurs. Let me tell them that you're doing this right now. You're not really selling a family member. Sometimes, look, I want to start a business. You help me out, bro." That's usually what happens. Once you put it out there to the world that you are doing business funding, you become the money man or the money girl. So people not come to you. This stuff really works. If you were to do this exercise at least once and reach out to your immediate contacts, let them know that you're doing this business now. Trust me, like somebody's gonna reply and it's gonna be like, "Hey, I actually need help. I know it's been a minute, but like a great time or something's gonna happen," right? So again, yeah, just like Monica says, it allows you to do some housekeeping on your phone. So that's the first part of it. Now, this is if you want to create centers of influences and create referral partners, right? You can send this DM. My preferred method to send DMs is Instagram. Most people spend most of the time on Instagram. The DM user interface is way better than any other platform right now. It's and people quickly check their DMs. Maybe the second one will be Twitter, but not a lot of people are on Twitter and I haven't been able to monetize Twitter, so I'm not gonna talk about Twitter. Like, hey, COI, I wanted to reach out to you because I think there's a real opportunity for us to collaborate and help business owners access capital, right? And then you guys can read the rest, right? So since you work with business owners, right? Let's say you can target coaches, other people that are in the coaching space online, somebody that's selling a service, anybody that's in the B2B space. So some potential realtors, CPAs, accountants, bookkeepers, right? Just anybody you think, hey, this person might have my ideal client. And just literally search on Instagram, online coach, right? Business coach. business owner. And people are going to show up and start like sending this DM, right? Send 10 to 20 a day, just from the comfort of your home without doing anything. Now, I will put more effort into this one because with the right partnership will make you a lot of money in this business. However, after you run out of this, is going to be harder to find. For everybody else, just literally try to find business owners. You can do this on LinkedIn as well. LinkedIn is pretty good with the Sales Navigator. I will use the COI outbound for the LinkedIn Sales Navigator. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But for you looking for funding clients, look, hey, I work with this script works very straight to the point. A lot of people are going to read it. Some people are going to say, hey, you know what? I actually need help. Hey, tell me more. So this script really works, right? And again, you guys have the replay, and then guess what? You want to customize your own? Just use Lomba. You can literally just put down ask Lomba to give you different scripts for different scenarios, but I just decided to give you some that actually work and are high performing. So if you do this activity every day, you go on your phone, you start checking Instagram, instead of doom scrolling, and then you're being tactical about the people that you're targeting to try to get funding clients. It does not cost you a single dollar, right? You can do this while you're watching your favorite show. You partner by math that you're always on your phone, but you're making money, so who cares? All right. This is mostly for LinkedIn, and relationship managers are hard to find on Instagram, but same thing. Hey, I saw your profile. I saw you do this with banking solutions, and I want to connect real quick because I often work with business owners who are actively looking to open accounts. And that's just to start the conversation. And see how we might send each other business. Will you be open to a quick 10-minute intro call? What's going to happen on the discovery call for COIs? You have the scripts for that. It's on their VOB challenge and the scripts, right? So that's just to start creating relationship managers, and this stuff works if you find them on LinkedIn. All right. So the next part of the strategy, and again, this stuff really works. So you guys do it. It does not cost you anything besides time. And also, you want to make sure you have an updated profile. So let's talk about profiles. If you're sending messages from Instagram, make sure that your content or whatever you post, even if it's pictures, like, hey, I'm doing business funding. At least have it on your bio. You guys have the permission to copy my bio. I don't really care. On my Instagram, and I think I'm probably going to update. Your bio should tell people exactly what you do, right? I help you get funding. I was not this part. I help business owners get access to $50,000 to $250,000 worth of capital, right? Want to learn more? Click here and make sure you have a phone connected to it. Obviously, you can start posting content little by little and adding things here and there until like it starts adding up. Trust me, it's going to add up, right? But and then for your LinkedIn profile, I'm going to grab my LinkedIn. You guys can copy it to the T. 1 second. Where's my LinkedIn profile? I don't know why my internet's so slow.
Can we use your pictures too?
No, not my pitch. No, because somebody's going to report that account then. All right,
No,
nice.
I mean like the lone hero pictures.
Yeah, sure. Is it? All right, this is my profile. I just posted it. You can just copy that, honestly. And when I say copy, this part right here, what I help people with. And look, I don't really do a lot of posting here, but you can build a nice drive. I have one of my mentees is being very successful on LinkedIn. He posts every day, and he just decided this is a platform that he's using, works very well for him. So anyways, the reason why you want to have your profile set up, because once you start reaching out to people, then the first thing they're going to do, if they're interested in doing business with you, they're going to check your profile. And then your profile doesn't say what you're doing. And even better, you create a business page. Like, okay, this person looks professional. Make sure you have a nice profile picture. Use AI or something to create it. Because again, that's how you build those relationships so they can send them to you. Now, you don't even have LinkedIn, and you're reaching out to people. They're going like, yo, who is this person? I'm not going to send my clients with financial information to somebody I don't know. Again, this stuff works. Now, imagine sending 10 to 20 messages a day for the next 100 days, right? That's going to be like around 20,000 messages. I think so. Don't call me on math. Like, I'm tired. My baby woke me up throughout the night. So do you think you're not going to find somebody that's going to reply to you and eventually like they're going to use your services? As long as you keep doing it, eventually somebody's going to get back to you. The longer that you do an activity, the experience is going to compound, right? Until it gets to your desired goal of whatever it is, whether it's to get more clients. So it starts with 1, then it's 2, then it's 3, then it's 4. Next thing you have a full-blown business. But you have to put in the work. You have to put in the reps, and you have to keep going even when you're not getting results, right? Because most people give up at that time frame. Look, some people are able to get clients right away. So other people might take that a couple of weeks, a couple of months. Like I don't decide, and no one decides that, but you can go and eventually people are going to gravitate towards you, right? We all have to start at zero, right? Including me. And again, one contact can become your main profit driver. So you want to develop a social media omnipresence. Because again, some of you guys probably did this. Hey, so a random online person is reaching out to you, automatically your defense is so what? And you can let me know you did this on me too. I don't care, but I'm pretty sure some of you guys did, right? Your customers gonna start looking for you everywhere. Okay, I saw him on Instagram. Okay, cool. Now on Facebook, okay, I see that it's the same guy, the same message. Doesn't look funny. Then you go on LinkedIn. Okay, this guy, he truly said that he used to work for the banks, even though my LinkedIn profile is not fully updated, like for the working career or whatever. But okay, like he really has done this. And if you have content, even better, you start checking out the content. Okay, I like what he's talking about. This person sounds like they can really get me funding. And then the next step is it's nothing but inevitable to end up on the DMs or reach out to whichever way you're telling them to reach out to you, because you let them know how you're going to acquire them as a client. Exactly, 100%. So you want to have an omnipresence. And then after you have an omnipresence, after you have the same profile, I know it might sound like a lot, but again, like this is we do it. You should be on, right? Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok. Why? Because one piece of content, you can replicate it and post in multiple locations. For example, this video is on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Facebook, might be on Twitter. I don't know if it was posted there, on Facebook Threads, and it didn't take me anything but less than 10 minutes to post it in multiple locations. And yes, I do post the videos myself because the engagement is better when you're posting directly from where the IP is connected to it. So again, the same video gets posted everywhere. So one piece of content gets you multiple platforms. Now here's the next part. Look, I have some videos that do fantastic, and I have videos that don't do that well, but it doesn't matter. Every video helps towards your cost of getting a client. Like, yeah, this video, for some reason, is not performing. It was posted yesterday. However, how many people saw this thing? Let me check. 19 likes, 90 people liked it. Imagine 19 people knocking on your door. Hey, I want business funding, right? I want business funding. And then these are the people that are like, hey, I need to see more of this. I really like this. And 444 people saw your advertisement of you doing business funding, whatever it is that you're doing. And then 2 people were really, hey, I need to know more. I need this. And then somebody said, like, hey, let me send this to somebody that needs it, right? And doing this from my couch. That's just one quick example. However, not all platforms are made the same. So, for example, let's take another look. I haven't seen how it has done on YouTube. So let's take a quick look how it has YouTube. I'm not sure. Let's see. As for the CR, okay, let's see. Wait, where can I see this thing? 1 second. Your videos. Analytics. Let's check. 1,300 views. So 1,300 people saw this video versus on Instagram, only 400 people saw it, 600 people saw it. Again, so now let's add that up. 600 views plus 1,300 views, that's 2,000 views. Imagine having a concert with 2,000 people taking a look at your content, whatever you're talking about, right? So again, and no, social media is not saturated, believe it or not. What happens is the algorithm does a really good job at showing you what you think, like what you're interested in. So again, trust me, this stuff is not saturated. It's just once you engage with something that you start seeing the same ad, but because Facebook knows that you're likely to take action into purchasing whatever product it is that you're interested on the moment. So again, just really start thinking about it that way. Look, if you're posting, instead of, hey, like if you have 50 views, that's a lot, right? And then you start getting 100. Don't focus on the views, focus on the value you're providing. More importantly, when you're posting, you should be talking to your avatar. How do you talk to your avatar? The avatar is your ideal client. Who's your ideal client? An entrepreneur. That, let's say, if you're a business owner with a 720 credit score and your LLC has been established for 2 years, then you need to listen up. I can get you $50,000 to $250,000 worth of business credit with minimal documentation in the next 2 to 4 weeks. Use regurgitating what you already know. You want to know more? Comment here, send me a DM. Trust me, that stuff works. But most people are not gonna do it. Okay, what if you don't like posting? What if you don't like posting? Okay. Which I get it. So not a lot of people like to post. It is what it is. Like I don't like posting, but so I spend a lot of money on ads. And sometimes I do both. And when I do both, I make more money. But whatever. So put your boots to the ground. How do you put your boots to the ground? Leverage that beautiful thing that you have in front of the mirror every day, which is your face, and put yourself out there, right? Letting people know exactly what you're doing by going to in-person events, right? You want to go to your local chamber of commerce and this stuff. I still do this to this day. The largest SBA deals, I get them by doing this activity. Going to my local chamber of commerce, just showing up in person, and it's super simple. Let's do a quick exercise. So Chicago Chamber of Commerce. There's going to be at least 5 to 10. I will literally go into any of these chambers of commerce and then see which one I want to go to. So let's check this one out here. Look, they just gave me a list, and they have, look how many chambers of commerce they have in the city of Chicago. So I'm going to click on any one of them. This one, Austin Chamber of Commerce, is not working for some reason. But anyways, eventually one of them is going to work. Let me see. Hopefully this one works. If it doesn't, I'm going to move on. Okay, so good. Find it, whatever Chamber of Commerce, go to events, find an event that is connected to entrepreneurs or networking. I can find one right now with this one, but then if you don't find one, just find another one and then just show up in person. And then put your Sunday's best, a nice business casual suit or business casual clothes. Make sure you get a business card or something. What do you do? I'm a business loan broker, right? And then if you were able to get enough leads from that event, then join the Chamber of Commerce. And if they have a high membership, you can afford it, pay for it, right? I pay the most expensive fee for the Chambers of Commerce that I meet, because whenever they have members-only events for that specific membership level, I get higher quality clients. That's where I get my SBA deals that people looking to $5 to $10 million that they actually qualify for. And trust me, this stuff really works. You just have to show up in person. That's fine. You don't have to post them. But now, combine posting. Hey, I'm at the Chamber of Commerce event with entrepreneurs. Put on LinkedIn, put on Instagram. Now you're getting content as you're working. And then the people that you meet at the Chamber of Commerce, who's this person? And they start seeing your content. You know what? I want to do business with this person, right? Does not cost you a single dollar, right? Besides gas money or electric money if you have an EV car and getting the clothes. Just takes you the information, like I put it doing the work. Trust me, this stuff really works. I want everybody here to at least go to one event in the next 30 days. And then just show up there, tell them that you help people get access to capital, and you can even use this. My team is made up of former bank vice presidents. So we have plenty of experience and insider knowledge to push you to get an approval. Why can you say that? Because you're taking this training, basically part of the team. You guys are loan heroes. You're trying to make an income or an impact by helping entrepreneurs get access to capital. So next, reach out to 5 bankers. Like you said, and I'm saying this again, just like network with them, right? Like I have some bankers that have made me a lot of money. And then this one's a little bit tougher, but if you can get a really good relationship, guess what? The clients get declined. Because they're only looking for the best of the best. Those people that get declined, you can still help them. You have the alternative lending industry. And remember, tomorrow we're going to meet the lenders. Okay? And then you got to pay to play. Every time somebody refers you to somebody, pay them money, right? Pay them money. And more importantly, after your clients get funded, ask them for referrals, right? There's nobody better than to promote your business and get you more clients than a client that already were successful to be able to get them funded. They're going to be your biggest customer advocate. Next is the power of LinkedIn. Please, again, like I kind of just mentioned that, but please just set up the profile, use it, right? Use it to reach out to people, to business bankers, so you can create those relationships. Let people know what you're doing and direct people. If you don't have a website, that's fine. Send them your LinkedIn. That's your website right there. It shows what you're doing, who you are, right? But none of these strategies matter or are going to work for you unless you do this one thing. You have to remain consistent. You have to remain consistent. If you start one thing, I want you to really focus on that and keep doing it for the next 90 days, right? You're gonna start posting posts for the next 90 days. You're gonna start showing up to in-person events. Go to at least one event for the next 90 days. Show face to the point that people, oh my God, this person really does business funny. They keep showing up here, right? Send 10 to 20 DMs for the next 90 days. And you're gonna see that you're gonna get the clients. You're gonna solve the customer acquisition problem, right? And you wanna run ads and you have the capital, like, good luck. You just got to talk to the, it's a little bit expensive. Okay. So what's the homework for the day, right? I want you guys to create your LinkedIn profile, post it on the Spoke community, right? So everybody can give yourself a follow. I'll even give you a follow. You actually post it on the group. And then send 20 DMs on Instagram, LinkedIn, or your direct contacts with the message template that I shared earlier. And then let me know you actually did the activities. You do that, and I'm going to give you a follow on LinkedIn. Where you have to send the DMs, and after you that, you just comment done. Okay, all I'm trying to do is get you in momentum, right? Like Tony is supposed to put your boots up to the ground. So look, and tomorrow we're going to meet the lenders.